Hi everyone, today we're going to do some stretches for our neck, our back, our legs, a little bit of yoga just to help stretch out some of our muscles. I know everyone is sitting in front of the computer a lot more than they're used to, so your body's probably getting tight and sore. Hopefully everyone's getting out and getting a chance to do some exercise. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to stand up and we are going to stretch our neck. So just tilt your head. You're going to try to bring your left ear to your left shoulder, and you're just going to stretch. And you're going to hold that. You can push your right shoulder down a little bit to get a good stretch. You're going to feel a stretch on your right side. Okay, the next thing, we're going to go the other way. So put your right ear to your right shoulder and just feel a stretch. Good. If you don't have any back or neck problems, you can turn your neck, just make neck circles. If you do have a neck problem, you probably shouldn't do that. All right, the next thing we're going to do is loosen up our arms. So let's just do some arm circles. You can go forward and backwards with one arm and forward and backwards with the other arm. You can do them both together. You can go back and forth, just trying to stretch and loosen up our shoulders. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reach our hands way up into the sky, and you're going to stand in mountain pose with your hands up. So you're really kind of squeezing your legs and your glutes and reaching your fingers up to the sky like this. All right, take a deep breath, and then we're going to come down and we're going to touch our toes. So you're just going to hang down. So you don't have to touch your toes. Not everybody's super flexible. You can just hang your arms and your head. You can grab your elbows if that helps. And we're just going to hang here and take a few deep breaths. All right. So you're just going to hang. You should feel your hamstrings starting to stretch. When you come up, you're going to come up, look up, come back up, reach those hands up, and you can come into prayer. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Take a deep breath, reaching up into the sky, reach those fingertips, and you're going to come down. Your fingertips will be on the ground. And then we are going to step back into plank. So we step into plank, and then we're going to go down into upward dog. So my arms are straight, my knees are off the ground, and I'm on the top of my feet. From here, we're going back into plank. You can do a push-up and go into downward dog. So in downward dog, you're trying to push your heels to the ground. And you can push your left heel down, your right heel down, your left heel, your right heel. Try to push both your heels towards the ground. All right. Now we're going to bring our feet up to our hands and go back up. Okay. So those are some good stretches. We can go through that again. We're going to go hands up. You're going to swan dive down, fingertips on the ground, step back. You're going to go to your upward dog, back to your plank. You can do a push-up to downward dog, push those heels down, and we're going to raise our right foot up into the air and swing it through. Sometimes if it gets caught, you can help it. You're going to come through and come up into crescent pose. And when you're in crescent pose, your hands are up, your heel is off the ground, your leg is straight, your front leg is bent. All right. And when we're in crescent pose, we can come down into a runner's stretch. So I'm just going to try to put my elbows on the ground and stretch. My heel is still off the ground, my leg is straight in the back. And I'm going to come up, back to crescent pose, and then I'm going to go down into plank and go to downward dog, upward dog, sorry. back to plank, do a push-up, and downward dog. I'm gonna float my left foot up into the air, swing it through, and come up into crescent pose. Again, in crescent pose, you're trying to keep your heel off the ground, the back heel. This leg is bent, your knee is straight. And then we're gonna go and do a runner stretch here. Okay, we're gonna go back to crescent pose. Great. I'm gonna come down, back to plank, upward dog, back to our plank, do a push-up, and a downward dog. We're gonna walk our feet up and come up in, our arms are up, into mountain pose. Okay, some other, I like to do that in the morning just to kind of stretch some things out. There's lots of other fun things you can do. You can do tree pose. I know we do this at school sometimes. So in tree pose, you're just gonna take your ankle and put it on your leg. And you're gonna squeeze your glutes and your hamstring. And you can go into prayer from here, or you can put your arms up. And this is really working on your balance. If you pick a spot to stare at, it's easier to stay straight. So you can do that side, and you'll come down, and you can do the other side. Okay, you can go into prayer, and then put your arms up. And remember, just try to focus on a spot and breathe. And you can come down from there. Great. So there's other balance moves we can do also, but I wanted to show you a couple other things I like to do in the morning just to help stretch. So you can go down on your back, and you're gonna bring your knee up to your chest and pull it over your body. And you get a nice stretch. Your arm is out. You're trying to touch your knee to the other side of your body. Great, and bring it back to the center and do the other leg. Bring your knee to your chest. This arm goes out. Try to bring your knee across your body and stretch. And you're really trying to breathe while you're doing all these stretches. Great. All right, there's a lot of other stretches we can do. You can touch your toes, stretch your hamstrings. You can do this one-legged, two-legged. But these are just a few easy moves that I like to do in the morning just to kind of stretch out a little bit. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you try some of these stretches, and I will see you soon.